If you're in med school, this probably hits really close to home. It's not just some quote, right? It's pretty much your daily reality. And that's exactly what we're going to get into today.
Hey everyone, and welcome. In this explainer, we're diving right into the heart of financial wellness, specifically for you, the medical students. We're going to treat this whole topic like a clinical case, and I promise by the end, you'll walk away with a clear prescription for a much healthier, less stressful financial future.
So here's our plan of attack. First, we'll diagnose the problem. We'll look at the high costs and the stress they cause. Then, we'll move into the treatment plan, starting with your mindset, then a daily wellness routine, and finally, we'll zoom out to see how money fits in with your family and your personal values. Okay, let's get into our diagnosis. The financial stress you're feeling in medical school isn't just about the tuition fees. It's this unique pressure cooker of sky-high costs, putting your earning potential on hold, and just a whole lot of uncertainty. It can feel really overwhelming.
So we feel it, right? We know it's stressful. But what does the data actually show? Let's look at the numbers and see just how serious the impact of all this financial pressure really is.
Okay, take a look at this. This is pretty startling. Students dealing with high financial stress, they are showing a 30% higher rate of burnout symptoms. Just let that sink in for a second. That is a massive difference, and it can directly affect how well you study and, down the road, how you care for your patients. And it's not just burnout either. We're also seeing a 15% drop in mental health scores for students under that same financial strain. This is a huge red flag that financial stress is chipping away at the very mental and emotional strength you need to get through this.
So why is this happening? What's causing this perfect storm? Well, it's a whole bunch of things all at once. You've got the insane cost of education itself, coupled with the fact that you won't be earning a real salary for years. You're trying to manage these weird variable income sources, all while this giant cloud of future debt is hanging over you. And to top it all off, most of us never got a single class on how to actually manage money.
All right, so we've diagnosed the problem. Now, let's talk about the first part of our treatment plan, your mindset. This is so important. It's about prescribing a totally new way of thinking, so you can shift from feeling stressed to feeling like you're making a strategic investment.
First, let's just be real for a minute. Do any of these sound familiar? Constantly comparing your situation to friends who are already making money? That nonstop nagging worry about future debt? Maybe feeling a little guilty if your family is helping out? Or just that feeling of being totally paralyzed with anxiety when you have to make a decision about money? These are all so common.
But here's the shift, here's the prescription. We can actually reframe this. Instead of that stress mindset that's all about worry and guilt, let's try to adopt an investment mindset. That debt, it isn't just a burden, it is an investment in your incredible future. And the tight budget right now, it's not forever. It's a temporary sacrifice for a huge long-term goal.
Okay, so once we start working on that investment mindset, we can get practical. Let's start building a routine. This next part is all about a daily wellness regimen. I'm talking simple, actionable things you can start doing right away for better financial health. And look, the key here is to keep it simple and manageable. We're not trying to add more stress to your plate. Just start by tracking where your money goes. It gives you a clear picture. Then, every day, just take a moment to remember your long-term goals. Maybe spend 10 or 15 minutes a week just learning something new about finance. It adds up. And probably the most important thing, you don't have to do this alone. Seek support when you need it. And here's a super practical way to do this. A simple weekly check-in. Seriously, think of it like you're doing rounds, but on your own finances. Once a week, you just review what you spend, see how your savings are doing, spot any potential problems, and plan for what's coming up. It's this steady routine that will give you back a sense of control. Now let's zoom out a bit. Because true financial wellness, it isn't just about spreadsheets and budgets. It's also deeply tied to our relationships and what we believe in. So this last section is about taking a more holistic view of how money connects with your family and your core values. This one can be tricky. If you're lucky enough to have support from your family, talking about it can still feel awkward. The absolute key is clear, open communication. Talk about expectations. Make sure you regularly express how grateful you are for their sacrifice, and try to include them in discussions about your future. Just always be sensitive to your family's values around money.
Your personal values are really the foundation of your financial house. For instance, Islamic financial principles provide a whole framework for ethical money management, guiding choices about things like interest, charity, and where to invest. But the key takeaway here, no matter what your specific beliefs are, is that making sure your financial decisions line up with your core values is absolutely essential for feeling a true sense of peace and wellness.
So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway? It's this. Financial literacy is not just another chore on your to-do list. It's a core professional skill, just as vital as anything you're learning in anatomy or pharmacology. By getting a handle on it now, you're not just managing debt, you are investing in your own long-term well-being and your success as a future physician. So I want to leave you with this question to think about. After all of this, what's one small, totally manageable investment you can make in your own financial wellness this week? It could be as simple as downloading a tracking app or reading one article or having one conversation. Starting small is the most powerful first step you can take.